Pakistan is the fifth most populous country, has the second largest Muslim population, and is among very few countries founded on the basis of religion. It covers an area of 881,913 square kilometers from dry hills to snow-covered mountains. It has a diverse climate with distinct seasons. The capital of Pakistan, Islamabad, is the second most beautiful capital in the world. Pakistan is a historically rich area. It is a site of Indus Valley Civilization, the oldest civilization of the world, around 8,500 years old. China, which is the current economic superpower, is an all-weather friend of Pakistan and has invested billions of dollars in Pakistan. India is Pakistan's worst enemy. The major conflict between the two countries is of Kashmir land, which the British left undivided. Both countries claim the right to Kashmir. Pakistan's passport is valid for every country in the world except for Israel. The founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, described Israel as the illegitimate child of the West. The most important weapon Pakistan has is its geographical location. Pakistan is a neighbor to China, India, Afghanistan, and Iran. China is the economic superpower of the world. China's huge industrial sector requires a massive amount of oil. China receives most of its oil from Gulf countries and the Middle East. In order to trade with the West and to import oil, Chinese ships had to pass through the Malacca Strait. The route through the Malacca Strait is long and unsafe. Through Pakistan, China can have a safe and cheaper route for its goods and oil. For this, China has invested $65 billion in Pakistan to develop infrastructure for trade through the Gwadar port of Pakistan in a project called Pakitan Economic Corridor (PEC). This investment is a source of blessing for Pakistan. A fully functional PEC project can boost the economy of Pakistan. If you want to know more about why Pakistan is important for China, we have already made a separate video on that topic. Afghanistan and the other Central Asian countries are rich in rare earth minerals. They all are landlocked. They have no access to water. Pakistan can use its infrastructure to provide Central Asian countries access to the sea. To trade with the West, access to a warm water seaport is necessary. Pakistan's Gwadar port can serve them, which will help Pakistan boosting its economy. The port holds great strategic and economic significance for Pakistan. It is located at a cross-junction of international sea shipping and oil trade routes. Gwadar can act as an international trade hub for Pakistan. India and Pakistan are rivals since the partition of British India in 1947. The major conflict between the two countries is of Kashmir land, which the British left undivided. Both countries claim the right to Kashmir. There is no definite border between Indian and Pakistani Kashmir. Rather, a line of control is established between the two nations' controlled territories. Since their independence, the two countries have fought 3 major wars, as well as one undeclared war, and have been involved in numerous armed skirmishes and military standoffs. Iran has also expressed an interest in joining the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey started an ET train project. The train will increase the trade among the 3 countries.
The number of active persons in the Indian Army is 2,140,000 and the number of reserved persons in the Indian Army is 1,155,000. This makes a total of 3,295,000. By dividing it with the population of India, we come to know that, out of 1 million people in India, 2,500 is serving the military. In Pakistan, the number of active persons in the army is 653,800 and the number of reserve persons is 513,000. The total become 1,026,000. Again, by dividing with the population, we came to know that out of million people, 4,800 is serving the military, which is considerably higher than in India. Even with a smaller population, Pakistan is able to recruit a good number of people to its army. Indian Air Force has a total of 2,261 aircraft, out of which 542 are fighter jets. On the other hand, the total number of aircraft in the Pakistan Air Force is 1,364 with 347 fighter jets. With 127,200 personnel and 542 combat aircraft, India's air force is substantially larger, but there are concerns about its fighter jet fleet. India's defense plans require 42 squadrons of jets, about 750 aircraft, to defend against a two-pronged attack from China and Pakistan. With older Russian jets like the MiG-21, first used in the 1960s, retiring soon, India could have 22 squadrons by 2032, officials say. Pakistan has 425 combat aircraft, including the Chinese-origin F-7PG and American F-16 Fighting Falcon jets. It also has 7 airborne early warning and control aircraft, 3 more than India. Pakistan is also developing its own fighter jet JF-17 Thunder with assistance from China. Pakistan is also selling indigenous-made JF-17 to Myanmar and the Nigerian Air Force. Indian Air Force is in the process of developing its own aircraft Tekis, which will soon be available to the Indian Air Force. Indian Navy clearly knocks Pakistan's Navy. India's Navy consists of 1 aircraft carrier, 16 submarines, 14 destroyers, 13 frigates, 106 patrol and coastal combatant vessels, and 75 combat-capable aircraft. It has 67,700 personnel, including Marines and naval aviation staff. Pakistan, which has a significantly smaller coastline, has 9 frigates, 8 submarines, 17 patrol and coastal vessels, and 8 combat-capable aircraft. One of the most important factors of any military power is the might of its tanks. Wars in history have taught us the importance of armored tanks. In World War II, Hitler's Germany cut through France like a knife through butter, all thanks to its superior Tiger tanks. India and Pakistan have also seen the importance of battle tanks in the wars of 1965 and 1971. Indian Army has a total of over 3,500 battle tanks as compared to 2,496 tanks of the Pakistan Army. The main battle tanks of India include Arjun, T-90 BHISHMA, and T-72 Ajaya. Arjun is a third-generation tank indigenously developed tank. Pakistan's main battle tanks include Al-Khalid, Al-Zara, and T-80UD. Al-Khalid is a premier tank indigenously made for Pakistan Army. According to Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Pakistan has 140 to 150 nuclear warheads, compared with India's 130 to 140 warheads. Both nations have ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear weapons. India has 9 types of operational missiles, including the Agni-3 with a range of 3,000 km to 5,000 km, according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies (CSIS) in Washington. Pakistan's missile program, built with Chinese assistance, includes mobile short and medium-range weapons that can reach any part of India, CSIS said. The Shaheen-2 has the longest range, up to 2,000 kilometers. Indian Air Force consists of 775 helicopters including 37 attack helicopters. Pakistan Air Force consists of 331 helicopters, out of which 53 are attack helicopters. It is the only air force to own 4 out of 6 world's top attack helicopters. These include R-1Z Viper, Mi-35M, and T-129.
The economy of Pakistan is the 23rd largest in the world in terms of purchasing power parity. The gross domestic product of Pakistan is almost $280 billion in 2021, which ranks it at 45th position in the world. Per capita gross domestic product is a metric that breaks down a country's economic output per person and is calculated by dividing the GDP of a country by its population. According to GDP per capita, Pakistan ranks 176th in the world. Pakistan was primarily an agricultural country. Now the structure of the Pakistani economy has changed from a mainly agricultural to a strong service base. The services sector makes up 58.8% of GDP and has emerged as the main driver of economic growth. Agricultural. The majority of people in Pakistan are somehow related to agriculture, which accounts for 43.5% of the employed labor force. The agriculture sector accounts for 20% of GDP. The industry is the second largest sector of the economy, accounting for 19.74% of gross domestic product, and 24% of total employment. With its diverse cultures, people, and landscapes, Pakistan attracted around 6.6 million foreign tourists in 2018. As mentioned at the start of the video, the region of Pakistan had hosted many great empires. The country's tourist destinations range from the Buddhist ruins of Taktai-Bahi and Taxila, to the 5,000-year-old cities of the Indus Valley civilization such as Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Remember to like the video and subscribe the channel for more videos like this.